Oh snap, we're back with yet another Marvel Snap video for you guys today, and today we are gonna move it because a lot of people have been asking for the movement archetype, and I'm ready to share with you guys a pool 2 deck. Not pool 1, not pool 3, pool 2. For those of you who have been playing for a little bit and have managed to get out of pool 1 and are gathering cards from pool 2, you can build this movement deck. There is one card in the deck that is pool 3, and that is Dagger. Dagger is just a card that I got recently that I wanted to experiment with personally, but I'm gonna give you guys a substitute for this really shortly. After I'm done with the deck tech, I'll tell you guys what to swap her out for in case you do not have her. Don't worry if you don't, she's actually not necessary for the archetype at all, as the other components are much more important. So what is movement? Well, movement is an archetype within Marvel Snap, which revolves around moving your cards for synergistic benefits. We have units like Vulture, which is a 3 mana or 3 energy, 3 power card that says when this card moves, plus 5 power. Now you've probably seen several variations of this deck. A lot of them really build up on the Human Torch synergy, right? Really cool card that when it moves, it doubles its power. The problem is, I think the movement decks with Human Torch are not as good, at least right now, because they're very susceptible to Killmonger, which is not like you're gonna be running into a lot of it when you run into pool 2, right? There's gonna be a lot of people playing it. It's a very common unit that people like to run, and the issue is if you run a lot of like 1-drops, you are gonna run into issues of space. And I really do think that with the likes of Vulture, you don't need Human Torch to really skyrocket with this sort of strategy. So we got Vulture here that whenever moves gets plus 5 power, which is really crazy because the first time it moves, it'll go up to 8 power. The second time to 13. 3 energy for 13 power is absolutely absurd and pretty much unmatched in the entire card game, I think. And something that you definitely can work towards with this. But we got other combos as well. We got the star of the deck, the Multiple Man. I love this variant. Still gotta, make it 3D like I got it very recently, but yeah. Very much worth it. When this moves, add a copy to the old location. So with this card, you're going to be swarming the board with multiple mans as you move them around. And it's also going to clog up your board a little bit. So knowing how to sequence with this deck, knowing when to move, when to not, when to set up the Cloak, which we'll talk about in a bit. This is actually one of the hardest decks to play for me personally, and for most players will be. It is actually very intricate. I'm not as well versed in it because I haven't played as much movement as other people, though I have practiced a lot for this video to give you guys a good recording session. But ultimately, there's just a lot of nuance to this archetype because you have to worry about space, you have to worry about certain locations. Yeah, because there's a lot of locations that can really disrupt your game plan. Like, for example, the miniaturized lab, especially if it's in the center, that just completely ruins your game. And there's just a lot of things. Also, like locations that spawn creatures like squirrels, right? Or the shadow ninjas, etc., etc. Those kind of units, the raptors, right? Those kind of locations can really hinder you, which is why instead of running Human Torch, I play Killmonger. I play Killmonger because Killmonger helps me out against Khazar Zoo decks, which you're still going to be seeing a lot in pool 2. But also, it helps me clear up my own space because a lot of times we play Iron Fist for the effect, but we don't really care too much about the body because we need that extra space on the board to be able to move around freely. So Killmonger can knock out the 1-drops. You may be thinking, well, if you have Killmonger, then why are you playing Nightcrawler, right? Like, you're gonna kill him when you play Killmonger, and a lot of times that's true. But Nightcrawler is there to very easily and have very much control over the turn in which we enable Spider-Man Miles Morales. Miles Morales is initially a 4 energy, 5 power card. But if you moved a card last turn, it costs 1. Now we can enable Miles with the likes of Doctor Strange, our Cloak, but ultimately, or Iron Fist. But ultimately, the easiest ways for us to enable him whenever we want in that key turn is with Nightcrawler, and that's why we're playing him here. Nightcrawler can also move into the Kraven lane to empower him +2. Kraven is a phenomenal card, and I cannot wait to build around Kraven with a deck that moves my opponent's cards instead of my own. That's what I'm really excited about personally. But Kraven obviously puts the massive amount of work in this specific deck, as we can move into it, and it can definitely net you more than the average 2 energy play value. So we have Hulkbuster. The main target for Hulkbuster is multiple man. As we play Hulkbuster into multiple man, we get multiple man up to 7, because if we play multiple man, which we generally play on the 3rd location, by the way, on the right location, we can leave him alone there, play on curve into Hulkbuster, which will merge into multiple man, and then every time we move multiple man, first of all, that'll put his power up so that we can easily target him with Doctor Strange, which moves the highest power card to the location you play him in. And then as we move multiple man, he'll be 7 power wherever we move them, but then he'll create a copy that's also 7 power in the location he was originally in. And that's when the snowball begins, right? That is what we're doing with this. So we have a Dagger to have a little bit of an extra card that can punish certain swarmy tactics and move into it, but she's actually the least powerful. She's a pool 3 card, but she's the least good card in the deck, so you don't have to worry about not having her at all. I just really wanted to experiment with her, and I want to continue to do so in the past. Like, I want to approach like movement decks that are not all in with the movement, right? Because this one is, but I want to try like semi-movement decks that just have an easy time enabling Miles Morales, and that can also just do other things as well, right? One of the things that it's important to note, you may be wondering, well, if you play Miles for 1 energy, then if you play Killmonger, you're kill him. But no, when Miles enters the board, he returns to being a 4 energy card, which means he's not vulnerable to Killmonger, which is a very important detail for you to know. And then, of course, we got your boy Heimdall. On reveal, move all your other cards 1 location to the left. Really cool finisher, but at the same time, the main reason why I haven't dwelled too much into movement myself, because I think Heimdall is a little bit too predictable, especially at higher ranks. It's hard to, good players, you can see him coming and can play their last turn accordingly, because you're limited to 1 direction. That's the big issue. You can only move from right to left, which is why a lot of times with this deck, you want to sequence in a way that you end up with your cards that you want to move on the right, so that then you can move them back to the left, right? The big issue movement decks have with Heimdall, the ones that you have Heimdall as a finisher, is that it's hard to keep a lot of power on the right location. You're gonna have a lot, you're gonna try to win the left and the center location. But because you're restricted to the locations where you have more power, first of all, you're predictable, like I said, and second of all, you're more vulnerable to locations that disrupt what you're doing. You know, there's locations that destroy your shit when you move into them. There's locations that don't allow you to play stuff into them, and if they're in the center, they can be really brutal. There's miniaturized lab, etc., etc. So you gotta watch out and really adapt. Which is why, now that we're done with the deck and we quickly move into what I would suggest you replace if you don't have Dagger, I would actually recommend that you play Scarlet Witch, because Scarlet Witch gives you a unit that can destroy or replace a location that's really messing with you, and replace it with a random new one that may benefit you better. I think the deck is actually better with Scarlet Witch than with Dagger. I mean, Dagger is not bad, honestly, but sometimes she puts in the work, but she's not absolutely essential, basically. And that is the deck list right there. Recorded a live session for you guys today with it, as we're gonna see how many cubes we can earn with it in a little bit over 40 minutes. And that's where I'm gonna leave it at. Hopefully you guys enjoy the games. Hopefully you enjoy some movement. Let me know what you think. And that's all I gotta say. Have a solo day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for daily Marvel Snap content. Enjoy the matches. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, we are at 251 infinite points. We are 6 out of 10 cubes, and I actually forgot to write that because that way I don't forget. All right, professional YouTube recorder. All right, we got moving. Let's see how many cubes we can gain. Let's do this. Oh, I misclicked. A lot of you guys have been asking for a movement deck, and I'm really excited to finally be able to share one. It's not my personal favorite archetype, so I've had to practice a lot with it because it's actually not easy to play at all, but it is a little bit predictable in certain ways, but it's actually really tricky and very, very truly compelling, honestly. Like, I've really enjoyed myself, and I can get why it's quite popular. So hopefully you guys like my version. And hopefully we do well. Atlantis is the first location. If you have only 1 card here, it has +5 power. As they lead off with Blade, discarding Iron Man. This could be a combo deck. Could feature Hela. Okay, more island. We definitely want to develop there. Kraven goes in the middle. Because the earlier we play cards here, the more value we'll get out of it with time. And they play something on that side. Armor on the left. Interesting. So they play armor and they play Iron Man and Blade. Not really sure what this deck is, to be honest. Monster Island kind of spoils us a little bit, but I do want to play... More Island is nice. But I'm going to develop a Vulture over here, and then we can try to set up a Cloak in the center. I think that's the way to go. Because I really want to move this Vulture. Cosmo stopping reveals on the right. They're down to 2 cards. I feel pretty confident here, honestly. I feel pretty confident. What if I do that and... No, because if I have no movement, I can't play Miles next turn. And not being able to play Miles next turn is a bit of an issue, actually. So we're going to do this. We're going to play Doctor Strange, and we're going to move the monster into the Moor Island. We're going to hold on to Vulture for now. As then, this will enable Spider-Man next round. And we can develop the Cloak as well on turn 5. And then we can move, and then we can Heimdall. So that's the plan. With the Cloak, we're going to set up a movement like this. But first, we want to move monster so we can have a 1-cost Miles Morales on turn 5. That's a cool domino. Wow, that domino's dope as hell. We move over here, the Moor Island. We empower the Kraven. And we get that sick boost. We can abandon that lane and we can focus on these 2 instead. But now what we got to do is we got a Cloak here. No, wait, on reveal. Oh, I forgot about that. Okay, that does not work out unless we no. We just got to win this lane. This left lane. Heimdall moving everything over there should take it. So I need to stack this one. Actually set up the Spider-Man here. No, set it up here because that way we can set up the Heimdall over here. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. Okay, so she copies the Colossus. Okay, sure. They're out of gas. They're completely out of gas, and they snap on me. This has to be a bot or something, right? What the hell? I'm going to play Heimdall in the center because that will move Kraven, Doctor Strange, and Monster to the left, which will empower the Kraven. And then everything else will move to the center. This is 11 points going here and then 5. And yeah, this Kraven is just huge. Like these units have been building up all game, and being able to move them to the left and replace them with this lineup right here should certainly be enough because we're still going to be full here. So I don't know about you, but I'm ready for them 8 cubes. There's Cerebro. That's really weird because it's empowering monster. So I think this was a bot. This is likely to be a bot. But I'll take the wins no matter what. Easy peasy, easy 8 cubes. Got it. Victory. So you guys can see, I mean, we did derp a little bit because Cosmo on the right did prevent, the Cloak is an on-reveal effect, so I did want to move stuff over here first and then move back here. So my late game, I had envisioned a little bit differently, but I forgot about Cosmo's effect on the right over there. But ultimately, it was about stacking in these 2 locations and about the fact that it seemed that my opponent was playing cards randomly. So I'll take it. Nice, an 8 cube, strong start for the session. Let's go for round 2. Savior. The Dark Dimension. Cards are not revealed here until the game ends. I do want to play Nightcrawler immediately. I'm going to develop Nightcrawler on the right, though. We don't see multiple man. If we do, we may swap. Actually, we may move Nightcrawler early. Could not be ideal, but Cloak. Okay, so the negative zone is tricky for sure. I don't want to Cloak this turn. Okay. Those Diablos will ruin our location. So let's see what happens before that happens here. So let's play Vulture on the right. We have to, because I mean we could develop in the, but we could send them to the negative zone. But if we send them to the negative zone, that means we have to develop something else there. So yeah, but then moving him is really hard otherwise. So let's put him on the right. Killmonger kills my Nightcrawler. That's fine. Vulture is more important. Which one gets nuked? The negative zone. That's pretty good. Allows me to benefit more from that. They snap on us. They snap on us. We're not going to snap back just yet. They have 5 cards in hand, but I am going to develop Doctor Strange in the middle. Okoye. This is going to empower the Vulture up to 7. Oh, and we draw Miles just in time. Cloak into Miles on the left, right? I like Miles and Heimdall on the left. And then we Cloak here, we move Vulture over here, and then the center is just like super easily ours. Let's see where they develop though, because I'm kind of counting on them staying away from the Dark Dimension, which is exactly what I want. They commit Iron Man over there. Okay. That's actually perfect. That's a huge, huge commitment over there. Now I'm going to snap back. Oh, I guess we spooked them. Maybe I should have been a little bit more. I wanted more cubes out of them. Maybe I should have been more conservative there. Maybe it was like really obvious to snap there. But when as soon as they played Iron Man on the right, I was like, bruh, do you even know? Do you even know what you're facing? Please. But I'll take the 2 cubes. That sparkles with me. Clark will be our 3rd opponent. Limbo. All right. Whenever Limbo happens, there's no rush. Take your time, Lemuria. No cards are revealed this turn. Even more of a reason to take it slow. I could develop Dagger, though. Should probably develop Dagger. I'm going to go Dagger on the left. Monster Island on the right. There's Kraven. I like Kraven on the right. Do I? What am I gonna do with this Kraven? If I play Kraven there and I develop Cloak, I can only move Dagger over there. It's less likely. I mean, they've skipped quite a few turns. They should be playing something here. I don't think they'll play it on Monster Island. But just in case, I'll develop him there, because then I can Cloak elsewhere. We'll play Groot over there. They snap on us. Nunny. I don't know if Killmonger is going to be useful this game. Dagger is just kind of like, I don't quite have the opening just yet. I think I may skip a turn here. Just develop the Nightcrawler instead. Over to the left. Perhaps make use of this, play Killmonger, and then play this, just for the extra stat. Shang-Chi over there, alright. Powerful. Probably a Sarah deck, could be a Sarah deck here. But now we play Cloak, and we develop Vulture. I probably should just play Vulture in the center so we prevent them from like stacking something on the left for us. Like if they want to like go with a Hobgoblin here, for example. Or Dr. Octopus, which actually would have been really annoying because we were not ready to Heimdall at all. So we prevent. That's actually that's an awesome Dr. Octopus. I want this so bad. Oh my god, that was really clutch. Because if they spawn like my Heimdall, then they just ruin our entire combo. So us filling up the location, like, actually, it seems like something minor, but it actually got us a lot. We're gonna be moving you and you over here. We're gonna be preserving Spider-Man alongside Heimdall for last. There's a lot of power here in the center. Because of the ways this location goes, we're gonna have to move away from this one. It's gonna be about winning this one and this one. We probably won't need. We can just keep Dagger over there. There's Hulkbuster here. A snap. I feel it. It's weak. 3. What's the other 3 mana play in the middle? Maximus. Okay. Merging. Over there. Oh, but no. Oh, wait. They storm. Oh, I just realized. Fuck. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was like, that's a weird storm, but it's just like, no, they changed the limbo. Okay, they got us there. Yeah, that's one of the risks of relying on limbo, especially one that was like naturally generated. You know, any sort of like location disruption can surprise end the game, and you have to be wary of that. I don't regret my setup because this would have been very difficult to beat if I managed to set it right. Like the Hulkbuster here, that I was gonna go Heimdall into Spider-Man here, which is essentially 13 points over here, right? And then I just move everything there. But maybe I could have played it differently, to be honest. The storm, the surprise Omaiwa Mushindaru storm got us. And it got us good. What are you gonna do? Cryon. Alright. Salty Rub back. Lemuria. No cards revealed this turn. Pretty irrelevant for us. We got no 1-drop and no 2-drop, it seems. Maybe we correct that. Or maybe we don't need it. Maybe the Tinker's Workshop is just like, bruh, don't worry, homie. I gotcha. And now we can play Vulture before Cloak. That's actually beautiful. I want to play Vulture on the left. Keep him out of the mysterious location, because the last thing I want is for Vulture to just like end up somewhere where, you know, things just... I mean, I could put him there, to be honest. Because if it is a Sanctum, like Sanctum Sanctorum and stuff like that prevents me from playing into it on the right, can be pretty brutal. Okay. Interesting. They flood that immediately. Well, I want a Cloak. That's pretty good, though. I'm gonna play Cloak. Yeah, if we end up in the flood, we don't have to move into there immediately. What we can do is we can Iron Fist on the left, play multiple man on the right, and then multiple man with Iron Fist will be kicked into the flood. And then afterwards, we can set up a Cloak into a Miles. Cloak over here, and we can move stuff over here, and then we can even move further into that as well. I feel confident about this one. So I'm gonna snap. You know, I know I said that last time, okay? I know. But this time it's for real. Okay? Multiple man on the right. Iron Fist. Punches him in there. We duplicate. Ebony Maw into Psylocke. Psylocke, in case you guys don't know, on reveal next turn you get +1 energy. So now they have 5 energy instead of 4. I'm not sure what that entails. We'll find out. I mean, we have Killmonger. We have Killmonger if we want to use him. Because we don't need to Cloak until the last turn, to be honest. We do not need to Cloak until the last turn. So we can just Killmonger. Now, let me think. If I'm going to play Cloak on 5, I'm going to move you and you, and then just move back. But two multiple mans here is the way to go, I think, and Cloak over here. So I am going to keep Spider-Man here. Now, the problem is I may not have enough space if I do this. If I Killmonger, I may struggle with it. It's not Killmonger. We don't need to do it. America Chavez on the right. We do have Dagger. Definitely want to move Vulture over here. Honestly, maybe freeing up the space. I could keep Vulture on the right, though, maybe. I could keep Vulture on the right. And just play Killmonger instead. Because Spider-Man now is like 4 cost, so he won't die. But I don't mind killing the Nightcrawler if I get to kill their Ebony Maw, to be honest. Because they're probably going to move Ebony Maw over there. If that's the case, I can definitely Dagger afterwards. No. I'm gonna keep Dagger in hand. Because I can't move from there to there anyways. Wong over there. We free up the space on this lane. We abandon the right. When we have a strong lead, we focus on the left. We can move multiple men over here. That's 11 points of an advantage over there. And then we move multiple men here, Vulture here. Like we take the flooded lane super easily. But this is the way. Bit clunky because of our positioning and our spacing. But getting rid of Maul is really important there. We didn't really find like a good setup for Dagger though, because the flooding with the storm really made things a little bit awkward there. What is that over there? White Tiger, perfect, perfect, perfect. Nowhere near enough, and we got him back. Salty rub back succeeded. Success, English. Very nice. Very nice matchup right there. Psylocke into Wong is a very common, card combination that you'll see will pull 3. A lot of people like to ramp into Wong, play Psylocke on turn 2, and then play Wong on 3, right? Because that can allow them to go off. I don't have Psylocke personally, so I haven't messed around with that yet. But it seems like a pretty promising combo. But ultimately, we were able to just shut them down, stack it up on the left and the center, and take those 4 cubes back, baby. Let's go! All right, we got a mission too. Let's see here. Okay. Collector's Cachet. Let's see what we get here. Some gold. I'll take it. Money. All right, next round. Parzival. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Titan. That means we could potentially play our Heimdall on 5. We don't really have a combo with Iron Fist, so we're gonna hold on to him for now. We're not gonna play him on curve because I want to have some setup with him. Right now we have Dagger in hand. When this moves to a location, +2 power for each card your opponent has there. Right now there's no swarm happening, so Grand Central. After turn 5, put a card from each player's hand here. This is very impactful actually. We're gonna wait again. I really want to see where they play stuff so I can actually start at least working for this Dagger. But they just don't give it to us, man. So we can set up the Vulture instead. I mean, giving them Vulture is like, no, but we have Cloak, so we don't want to give them Vulture. Let's set up Vulture on the left then. Play Swarm. That's a really cool Swarm. It doesn't really tell us too much about what they're doing, but I can develop Cloak into Dagger. And Dagger in Machine World. Because what Dagger does in Machine World is that I give him a Dagger, but they don't really make use of it until it's too late. Because Cloak is going to come down this turn, going to go in the center. Dagger flips. We give it to them. There's a Hellcow right there. They discard the Dagger. Shit. And the Dracula. That's good, though. Dracula can be problematic. I'd like setting up Kraven here. Problem is, if we do this, we won't get the free card over there. And that's kind of sad, so we're going to bail on Kraven, actually. we do want to move these two here, right? Can play Kraven here. And Hulkbuster on the right. Give us Morbius and Nakia. Nakia buffs 2 cards there. Spider-Man, all right. To get the apocalypse shit. Okay. 4 cards in hand. They've already played that. Where do we move Doctor Strange to? I mean, they're expecting us to move over here. But us clogging up this lane is really awkward, right? Because we can move you here to win this right lane. But then we sacrifice the center. Yeah, this positioning ended up being really awkward. We really needed a Heimdall. We really needed a Heimdall here. Not happy with how I played this one. I think I'm gonna retreat. I think we could have played this one a little bit better in hindsight. Because the problem with stacking, like the thing is Machine World was really deterring, right? But the problem with stacking the center is that because it's the Grand Central, it's gonna clog itself up and then I can't really play anything into it. I need to be able to Doctor Strange 1 turn earlier, and even then, like I didn't make use. I could have tried to use Iron Fist with Dagger instead. There were several combos I could have done differently. I think I misplayed this one. So let's try to redeem ourselves with a little bit of finer play here. I'm not like I don't claim to be the best movement. Like this, learning this archetype takes some time. I think it's quite complex. Okay, so this is a Lockjaw deck, most likely with Jane Foster. Yesterday's upload. Use the Gatsby. Agent 13, interesting. Not what I would expect in a deck like that. Sewer system. Okay, so where are we placing this Kraven? I think Kraven in the center. Kraven in the sewer system is pretty good. Especially with Heimdall in hand, I can move stuff to the center from both sides. Okay. That works out. We have no 0 cost, but you know, I'll take it. The problem is this limits my Doctor Strange now. Quite a bit, actually. I'm going to develop multiple man on the right, because then it can move to the center here. Play Groot. They missed the mark. And there's the Cloak. There's the Cloak. Where do we play the Cloak? Because we can play the Cloak here. We can move these two over here, and then we can play Doctor Strange next turn. Problem is we don't get to play Spider-Man if we do this like this. So maybe the play is to Doctor Strange first. Doctor Strange, move him there. And then clone afterwards. I'm gonna snap. We can make this work. We're gonna Doctor Strange. Move Jane, and that way we enable Spider-Man, which is important. Not enough 1-drops for us to want to resort to Killmonger. So not the matchup for it. It's fine. We'll go Cloak into Miles. That's what you get for playing Morph. In case you're wondering what the hell happened there, they played Morph, and Morph transformed into Heimdall, which moved everything in there, and now that lane is completely clogged up and easy for us to take. As now, Cloak on the left, Dagger on the right, and Miles on the right. Feels pretty good. We just gotta win another location here. We already have the center. Cloak on the left is really important because if I play Cloak anywhere else, they can move these units out of there. But by playing Cloak on the left, I'm playing Cloak in a location where they've already stacked everything. That's one of our cards, I think. Angela into their own Kraven. They got from the Daily Bugle. I don't know how you browse it. They've already clogged up these 2 lanes. What the hell are they gonna do? Run away! That's what! That's what you get for playing RNG Morpha, me bruh. Get wrecked. Get wrecked. All right. I feel like we definitely faced David at least once in the video. Okay, we got Iron Fist into multiple man. Already like that. So let's play Iron Fist on the left. As they play Aegis 13. Is this the same opponent? Maybe. I'm not even sure, man. Crimson Cosmos, really tricky. But we can multiple man into it. Not a snap yet, though, because we haven't seen Yoko yet. It's the same opponent. We punch the men, and they multiply. Because logic. Machine world. And we got the Hulkbuster now. We can Hulkbuster here. And then we can move again. I don't know if Hulkbuster serves them any purpose. They do get the Groot this time. Okay, it is the same opponent. We get it. Wow, wow. They give us a buffed up Groot. Well, arigato gozaimasu. Okay, now we play Cloak here. Now we play Cloak here. And we play Dagger. We give them a Dagger because they're not going to be able to move it. We preserve this Groot for later. Cloak over here. Dagger. Face the might of Asgard. Cool start, bro. This Groot is really nice. We're gonna try to preserve for the last turn here if we can. Well, we have Heimdall here, so we want to move multiple man over here naturally, and we wouldn't mind moving Dagger. I mean, that's a lot of power over there, to be honest. And then we can develop Groot over here into Nightcrawler. We create another copy here. We can move there. That sparkles with me. We duplicate multiple man. We get Dagger in there. We give him a Groot though. A 3-mana 6-power Groot. It's about winning this center lane though. And what's the best way to accomplish that? Well, naturally, by playing you here. This Nightcrawler is a mistake. This Nightcrawler is going to weaken us a lot. Yeah, I regret this Nightcrawler. Unless we move you over here, and instead we do this into this. They can't play Groot in the center, though, is the thing. They cannot play Groot in the center. Instead, this is the way. Okay, let's undo all actions. I think Heimdall over here. Because that way we still have 15 power. I mean, 15 power here doesn't make a difference. Because these are all moving here anyways. So it always has to be Heimdall in the center. That's what will give us the most amount of points. How can they beat this? How can they beat Heimdall over here? Zapping. We don't have to, like, trying to contest the machine world is a mistake because they have Thor in there. We have priority, which means we'll be able to clog up this lane first. We play Heimdall here. We move Groot over there and Nightcrawler, and that's just a tremendous point advantage. Oh, the Odin, though. That's what you get. That's what you get for not going all in with the greed. What a clean win, though. 8 cubes. Got farming David today, man. We farming David. Getting close to that Ultra Vulture as well. Fantastic. But as you guys saw with that last game, like, even it's really intricate because playing the Nightcrawler was ultimately a misplay. You have issues with space, especially playing multiple man. You got to be careful with that. The Fist Tower. Our nemesis. Yeah, let's try to not move here. Let's try to move from here elsewhere. So let's play Nightcrawler there, because we know we can move him to any of the other 2 lanes. We don't want to move him to a Fist Tower. We gotta see if we can win with a Fist Tower. With a movement deck, with a Fist Tower, the Bifrost. We're moving from left to right. I feel really confident about that, actually. We can play multiple man here. Am I snapping? Not quite. I mean, I don't want to reveal the multiple man. We see Ant-Man from them. I'm gonna snap. I actually feel pretty confident. Because if they're a Swarm deck, then Dagger is going to be amazing. What's the last location? Miniaturized Lab. Oh, no. I kind of want to move this here so that I can Hulkbuster. Yeah, I'm going to move the Nightcrawler. This enables the Miles next turn. I can play Vulture into Miles as well, which is phenomenal. But Hulkbuster will merge with the multiple man, which is what I want. And in order to you know, not make it a 50-50, we move this, which enables Miles next turn, which works out perfectly. We have Fist Tower and Miniaturized Lab, 2 of the worst locations for this deck. Let's see if we can win regardless. Vulture into Miles, which just completely clogs up this lane, but gives me so much power. As you can see, you know, Dagger's pretty neat, but honestly, Vulture, like, the rest of the cards are more important. So if you don't have Dagger, like, you don't need her, really. She's just a cool card that I wanted to experiment with, but I don't think she's a necessity by any means. Multiple man duplicating right there, and look at all that strength in the middle. And quite frankly, I feel like going for Killmonger. Cloak? No, I can't cloak into Killmonger. If I move here, I destroy it. So Dagger into Killmonger. Dagger just for the stats. Gonna be killing off the Nightcrawler, but wiping out their units as well. I think playing Dagger. If I'm gonna play Dagger there, that's like not worth it. Let's just play Killmonger, because Dagger just takes up space. But if we top deck, if we top deck Heimdall, we can always play Heimdall and just move one of those only. That's always the option, and just ignore that. If we play Dagger, though, we only move a multiple man over here, and I think that's enough, to be honest. So I think this is actually correct. But if I'm going to do that, it's going to be Cloak instead. Actually, never mind. I can't move to that location. I need to stop doing that. I can't move there. White Tiger over there. Beautiful. Actually beautiful. Because Doctor Strange will move Vulture over there. We cannot move here because the Fist Tower will destroy this. But Doctor Strange, leaving 12 points here, very hard that they're not going to contest this, right? So we're going to move Dagger here. Where's the best place to play Dagger? Definitely like a Giganta over there. I mean, we should be, we've already snapped. This is easily our game because we play Doctor Strange on the right. We move Vulture over here. Multiple man. Man, multiple man Hulkbuster combo is so good. So damn good. We can't move into the Fist Tower. The lab is finally open. Where do we play this Dagger? That's just the question. We have a 13-point differential here. Giganto's the only thing I can think of that Dagger would make a difference here. If we play Doctor Strange and we move you over here, we really don't need anything over here at all. Where are we most exposed? I'm gonna play on the left. I think the last plays they're developing is on the center. Or maybe they are, but if they do, that's fine. We get out of that. Vulture to the right. Vulture empowering there. Kazar. Mr. Sinister, I guess. Okay. Good for you. Easy win. Victory. Even with the insanely hostile locations for us with Fist Tower and Miniaturized Lab. This is horrendous, especially if it's in the center because it just limits your movement, right? But we got him. We got him clean right there, and we're moving up to 253, and we got Ultra Vulture. for the video. For the thumbnail, probably multiple man for the thumbnail. To be honest with you. All right. Got all those points, but I'm gonna leave the collector's reserve for the stream. So I like opening them on stream. Hopefully you don't mind. And yeah, wait, let me switch it up here. Okay, now you can see there. All right, so we ended up at 253 with 9 cubes. We started at 251, 6 out of 10. So we have gained a total of 10, 19, 23. 23 cubes. You know, a little bit over 40 minutes. Not bad. That's Move It for you. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the deck. Hopefully you guys try it out yourselves and you see what movement has to offer as an archetype. Very intricate deck to play. We have misplayed today several times, you guys can see, because I need a little bit more experience with it personally, because I haven't played it much myself. But I love learning with it, and I'm really excited to actually play more of it soon. So yeah, love ya. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for daily Marvel Snap content. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you tomorrow.